Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Stockton Virtual College Fair this evening. We've got an awesome list of institutions for you to hear from this evening. So thank you so much for joining us. I have just a couple of quick housekeeping items before we get started tonight. First of all, we want to make sure that we get all your questions answered. So don't hesitate to put those questions in the Q&A at the bottom of the screen. It's most helpful if you list the college's name and then your question, so they know who you are directing your question to, and then that way they can answer back. So don't forget to put those questions in the bottom. This is a webinar as a reminder, so your camera and your microphone are off. You are muted, so our panelists can't see or hear you this evening. That's why it's important you put those questions in the bottom. This is also just one of the many sessions happening, so we hope that you sign up for additional sessions. This is being recorded tonight, and so it will be available for on-demand playback later on in about a week, actually, at that same website where you registered. So without further ado, I want you to get to the program. So first off, you're going to hear from Boise State University.
Awesome. Thanks, Courtney. All right, well, my name is Austin Moore. I'm here with Boise State University. I'm also the Northern California Specific Admissions Counselor for Boise State. So if you have any questions, if you want to fill out our virtual contact form, get my contact information, feel free to scan that QR code up in the top right-hand corner. I also actually grew up in Roseville, California, just a little bit north of Sacramento, graduated from Boise State in 2017. So if you have any questions tonight about Boise State, the city of Boise, admissions process, or just what it's like, going out of state, please let me know. But we are obviously located in the capital city of Boise, Idaho. We are the largest four-year public university in the state of Idaho. You can see here on the screen that our main campus is truly just about a 10 to 15 minute walk into the capital downtown metropolitan area. And then what's kind of nice is you also have quite the tie to the outdoors. So walking from campus into downtown, you actually walk right over the Boise River, and that flows right along the entire length of our campus. So you can walk along the river to get to classes. Skiing and snowboarding 16 miles from campus. We're surrounded by the foothills and the mountains, so over 200 miles of mountain biking, hiking, camping, trails all around us. So if you are looking for that big city or big school feel, we absolutely produce that, but with the opportunity to get outside in all different seasons of the year. Now, I mentioned that we are the largest four-year public institution. These are also some of the top 10 lists that we've been on. So one of the top 10 downtowns in America, one of the safest, one of the healthiest places to live, one of the top 3 universities for outdoor adventure. But our total student population is just over 26,000 students. But you can see that second number, we're about 17,500 full-time undergrad students. So that second number is kind of our main on-campus population. That keeps our average class size to 31, with our largest lecture halls capping at about 175 students. But we're also about a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So although you do get the perks of the big school when you want it, when it comes to academics, we can guarantee a 4-year graduation, get the classes that you need, get to know your professors, get to know the people in your major. We do offer about 189 different majors and minors for our students to choose from. I always like to show our top 10 most popular chosen by incoming first-year students. You can see on this list, we have everything from business to engineering, health sciences, computer science, criminal justice. That's what I got my degree in personally. Option as well. That gives you some with your advisor, get on campus, take some classes, and maybe by the end of your first year, you have a better idea of what you want to designate as your major. To apply to Boise State, you just need to apply through the online. There's a button that says apply. There is a $50 application fee. And then this year we are going test blind. So we will not consider any SAT or ACT score, meaning in order to apply, we just need your application and your official high school transcript. Now with your transcript, we will look at your cumulative unweighted GPA. We are currently open and we are admitting students. We're about a 2 to 3 week turnaround to get you an admissions decision right now. We work off what's called rolling admission. And we also have 2 merit-based automatic scholarships as well that we look at that cumulative unweighted GPA. So starting with the treasure, if you have a 3.0 or higher, then you would be not only admitted, but also awarded that treasure scholarship, which is worth $8,400 a year for all 4 years renewable. To go to Boise State, out of state is about $25,000. So that would drop you down between $16,000 and $17,000. With the WUI scholarship, we are a part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange. Our WUI is a 3.4 cumulative unweighted, and that will be worth just under $13,000. That's 150% of in-state tuition. So instead of paying $25,000 a year, if you were awarded the WUI, you'd pay right around $12,000 a year. Again, all 4-year renewable. Now there is no application. It's not competitive to get either one of these scholarships. Every student who applies and meets our deadline of December 15th will automatically be considered. And if you have that GPA or for either the WUI or the treasure, one of the two, you can't stack them on top of each other. But if you meet the deadline, you meet the GPA, you will automatically be awarded that scholarship. The only program that does not qualify for our non-resident scholarships is going to be our radiology program. Every other program, including nursing, which in past years has not, this year for fall 2021, it will. So every program but our radiology program will qualify for scholarships. Also, with it being December 15th, we are most likely going to be looking at your 9th through 11th grade GPA, just due to the fact that your first semester of your senior year is probably not going to be in the grade book and able to get us the transcript by December 15th. So with that, those are kind of some of our biggest changes. Obviously, if you have any questions, I definitely recommend to reach out to our office, to myself. I'd love to connect with y'all, whether it's a week from now or a few months from now or tonight. So please let me know how I can help. But thank you so much for coming, and I will turn it over to my colleagues.
Thank you, Austin and Boise State University. Next up, we're moving to the Midwest. We're going to Illinois Wesleyan University.
Hi, everyone. My name is Nikki Klebeck. I'm the Assistant Director for Regional Admissions with Illinois Wesleyan. Illinois Wesleyan, we are a small university, and we like to ask, who will you be? Here at IWU, we have kind of a phrase on campus to be breakthrough. And for us, that means more than just academics, but also who we are as a liberal arts university and who we are as a small university. Yes, we are a small university as a liberal arts school. We're only about 1,600 students on campus. However, we're actually located in a big college town. About 2 miles away from Illinois Wesleyan is Illinois State University with 22,000 other students right next door. So we kind of get the best of both worlds at our school with wonderful small class sizes, fantastic mentorship from our faculty, and just a really great kind of family type community on campus. I know I really felt that way when I was a student, and I'm still friends and connect with my faculty even today, many years after graduation. But I had access, and our students have access to everything they would want as part of a big college town, whether it's the restaurants or being a part of or being able to use the public transportation to and from Chicago, for example. It's a really wonderful place for that. Now, a part of that breakthrough experience is also, though we are a liberal arts school, part of our academic experience is very interdisciplinary and very unique for being a liberal arts campus. We, under our College of Fine Arts, our biggest major, or College of Arts, our biggest major on campus is actually business. We also have a very strong STEM program on campus, and also a very strong School of Nursing. And outside of that, lastly, we do have a College of Fine Arts with theater and music and art as well. To delve a little bit more into academics, as I mentioned, that we are a liberal arts school, and that is a huge part of our university. Whether you're an environmental studies student, history, sociology, political science, for example, this is definitely a place to explore all of your passions. Now, we also have a paid and free internship to study abroad in a country in Asia for our students on campus. So if you're interested in being able to study abroad, but maybe you're worried about that financial piece of studying abroad, this is a really great place to be able to get an internship and also go abroad for a study abroad experience. So it's kind of a nice 2-in-1 package. STEM is a huge part of our school, as I did mention. We do have a really incredible pre-med program, but also 100% job placement rate in our nursing, which is direct admit. We are one of the very few universities small universities in the country that has a dog behavioral lab, where we actually bring in dogs from the community who we do behavioral work with them in labs, and students can actually publish out of that lab as well. Though we are a small school, once again, we do have pathways for engineering at our university, whether it's a 3-2-1, where you get a master's and 2 bachelor's degrees in 6 years for engineering. One of our faculty actually studies reactions in outer space through her astrochemistry lab on campus. And that's just one example of many, many more where our faculty are actually doing their own independent research and allowing all of our undergraduate students opportunities to do research and potentially publish with them too. Within our fine arts program, we are ranked 7th in the nation for musical theater and 11th in the nation for design and tech and theater. So if you find yourself a music kid, a theater kid, or an art kid, this is definitely a home for that, especially if you want to bridge fields and be an interdisciplinary student as well. Lastly, our biggest major on campus is business, because State Farm Insurance Company was actually founded in our city, and the current and past CEOs of State Farm have been Illinois Wesleyan graduates. I think that our students really find that they get amazing opportunities for that stellar internship or job while they're on campus, or even right after they graduate, to do well in their field, leaving from a small school like us. At Wesleyan, all of our students, as I said, get opportunities for hands-on learning and research if that's something they want to do. This is a place where we want students to take what they're learning in the classroom and actually do something with it. We also love students who are interdisciplinary and want to do more with their academics, whether they want to double major in history and music or bio and art. This is a place for you to pursue all of your passions. As I did mention, we love bridging the gap between the community and Illinois Wesleyan. So we have a place on campus called the Action Research Center, which once again allows our students to take what they're learning in the classroom and do something in the community with it. We have so many students on campus who are so passionate and so excited about what they're learning, and we provide a space for them to actually get their hands involved in helping people. One of my favorite stories is actually about a student on campus who started a tool library in our city, where it's not renting books but tools, and people in the community can actually utilize that space and that opportunity to improve their homes, for example. And it's really cool to see that that passion project of a student was actually able to be implemented on campus. Here at Wesleyan, though we recognize we are what's called a predominantly white institution, right? A PWI, like most universities in the country, I think we really work to make a place and a home for all of our students on campus, no matter what identity they come with or background they come from. For all marginalized students on campus, we have a huge support system for whether from even before they get to campus itself through a pre-orientation program, or various places for students to have community and support systems. Here at Wesleyan, we're here to listen and learn, and also provide opportunity for that difficult dialogue. Wesleyan provides opportunities for students to not only do well in their future, but do good for the world. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Nicole and Illinois Wesleyan University. To our audience, don't forget to put those questions in the Q&A. Our panelists are here to answer questions that you have. Next up, Oregon State University.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And hi, everyone. Super excited to be here tonight with you all. My name is Delta Lee. My pronouns are they, them, theirs, and I am your California advisor for all things OSU, also known as Beaver Nation. So OSU is the type of institution that is out there. As one of 2 universities in the United States with all 4 federal research grant designations, we are pushing the academic envelope and believe that our undergraduate students should be out there as well. So whether you are at either of our campuses and any of our 200+ majors and our 11 academic colleges, we will highly encourage you and often require you to get that really crucial hands-on learning opportunity, again, outside the classroom. The background of this slide is actually a really great example. This is one of our students who is working at our coastal campus called the Hatfield Marine Science Center, where they're taking an introductory course in marine biology and getting out in the field to literally get their hands dirty with their academics. And that's just one of our 12 research experiment stations that we have across the state. So again, very strong commitment to getting students out of the classroom, especially if it's in the realm of research, where we have over 2,000 undergraduate students doing undergraduate research every year. And for us, we have a lot of support for students. So if you're looking to do undergraduate research, you're going to go to Undergraduate Research Scholarships and the Arts, a whole office that is dedicated to you as an undergrad doing research. Same for travel abroad, where we have over 200 travel abroad programs in over 70 countries, career development center, et cetera, right? So regardless of how you're trying to get out there, you will be incredibly supported to do so. This is just a quick overview of our program. So we do have, like I said, over 200 academic programs, and we have 0 impacted majors. So that means that once you're admitted to OSU, you're admitted to all of our majors and can switch around while you're finding your academic passion. Another really great way to explore at OSU is through our full-fledged major called the University Exploratory Studies program, where students are in this major for about 4 quarters, as we're a quarter school, before they have to select their home major. Through this program, you're going to get a lot of advising and a lot of exposure to various areas where you might not have seen before, such as forestry or construction engineering or things like that. On the right-hand side of the screen, we have our general areas of study. So as you can see, we have a lot of sciences, as well as our College of Business and College of Liberal Arts. So students will often choose to come to us because they have maybe 5 very different majors of interest and know that we will offer similar programs for them. When it comes to popular majors, the College of Engineering is every year the largest that we enroll. We have 15 accredited majors there, including some more unique programs like forestry engineering and nuclear engineering, and about 1/3 of our undergraduate students. Other sciences, as you can see, kind of hold some of our pre-professional students. So we also offer pre-vet, pre-med, pre-physical therapy, all the pre's to get you where you're trying to go for graduate school. And really great preparation, again, with that hands-on learning piece to get you successfully to where you're trying to go. Speaking of pre-vet, we do have the Carlson College of Veterinary Medicine right in our campus. That's the only college of vet med in the state of Oregon. And students in the undergraduate years are benefiting from that graduate level preview kind of on campus. A fun experience recently was that we had a white Bengal tiger on our campus, as we were the only facility close enough to accommodate her to take care of her. So things like that will happen for that pre-vet preview. And then the last college I want to highlight quickly is the College of Business. We do have an out there experience for those students as well, where they are in a full year course in their first year called Be Engaged, where we're tasking students to create or support a real world entrepreneurship initiative. So we have students making a business their first year at OSU. So again, regardless of how you're trying to get out there, you have ample opportunities with us at Beaver Nation. The majority of those majors are offered on our main campus located in the beautiful college town of Corvallis, Oregon. Corvallis is about 90 minutes south of Portland, right in the heart of the Willamette Valley. As you can see, students have a picturesque environment there with the mountains in the background and the Willamette River running through. We are considered a traditional college town, with the majority of the people in Corvallis either being students, faculty, or staff of Beaver Nation. And with that comes a tight-knit community vibe and folks who will support you along the way. We do have over 400 clubs and organizations, Division I and Pac-12 athletics, and a number of ways to get involved outside the classroom. When it comes to admissions, I want to give you some quick tips. So we are a school that does a holistic review, and that means that we're going to look at all the pieces that you're submitting for your application process. For us, we are going to be test optional for all students applying in the future from fall 21 and beyond. And we are test optional for admissions and for scholarship review as well. If you're interested in an honors college, which provides a dual enrolled kind of environment with a private college feel within the context of us as a larger research university, just know that you have a separate section of the application to submit for them. And then when it comes to scholarships and financial aid, we are reviewing all California students automatically for the Western Undergraduate Exchange or the WUI Scholarship. And that's going to be for all majors as well. Since we're reviewing all of those students, it will be highly competitive this year as an award, but those who receive the scholarship will get scholarships that allow them to have about 150% of in-state tuition. We are an early action institution as well, so if you're looking to apply just as a non-binding option, I would highly encourage that for November 1st. And that's it for me. Thanks so much for being here tonight again, like I said, and I'll leave you with the Go Beavs. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you so much, Delta and Oregon State University. Wow, I've learned so much so far, and I know, audience, you have too, but we still have some great institutions ahead. So get ready to hear from Southern Oregon University.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Jimmy Martin and I am the admissions counselor for the Bay Area for Southern Oregon University. Just a heads up, I do have this issue with where my mic cuts out a lot. So if that happens, just let me know and I can cover anything that might have been missed during the presentation. Now here at SOU, we are a medium-sized institution located in Ashland, Oregon, just 15 minutes past the border between Oregon and California. So we are about 5 to 6 hours away from the Bay Area. We have just under 6,000 students here at SOU this year with the student to faculty ratio of 20:1 and our average class size being around 22 students a class. I am a former student from here as well. Like Austin, I got my degree in criminal justice here at SOU. I can certainly attest that the size of the classroom, it is very comfortable for our students here. It makes it really easy to connect not just with your classmates, but with your professors as well, which was crucial. Some fun facts about the school. We are one of the original bee campuses in the country, meaning that we do recognize and understand the importance of the honeybee population in our country. So we do have some hives located around campus that are tended to by staff and students here to ensure that we keep that. We are an accredited tree campus, and we also have a farm located on campus that students and staff can also work on. We grow our own fresh produce from fruits and veggies that we sell to students as well. So you don't even need to go to the grocery store. You can buy all of your food here on campus. We are one of the top 25 LGBT-friendly campuses in the country, as well as one of the top 50 best disability-friendly campuses in the country as well. We've been pretty consistently ranked as one of the top 10 finalists for best small town in America. And one distinction I don't have on here is that Movie Maker magazine has consistently ranked Ashland, Oregon as the #1 city, small city in America to live and learn to be a filmmaker. When it comes to our academic programs, we have 38 different majors here at SOU with over 100 different areas of study. Sort of starts off in order in terms of our top 5 most popular majors being business, education, psychology, criminal justice, and communication. The rest are just some really unique programs that I'd like to highlight, including nursing. We do have a nursing program through OHSU, which basically allows you to take prerequisite courses here on campus as an undergrad for your first 2 years, and then apply to get into the nursing program after year 2. Now, like any other nursing program, it is very competitive. So even if you didn't get it on your first try, that's okay. You can still pursue your bachelor's degree as an undergrad. And if you get your bachelor's degree in, let's say, a biology field or a health and science field, you can actually then enter the accelerated nursing program, which you would still be in for about the same amount of time, whether you started after year 2 of prereqs or after getting your bachelor's degree, with still having that equal opportunity for clinical hours and getting actually that hands-on experience at one of our local hospitals here. I really like to highlight our STEM programs because they don't get as much attention as some of our other programs, which I do think they rightfully deserve, because our science students, if you're looking to go into the medical field, do a great job of getting students ready for pursuing that down the line. Over 80% of our students actually do get into the medical field schools of their choice when they do go through our STEM programs, that being biology, chemistry, biochemistry, and environmental science or mathematics. One of our newest programs is digital cinema. So I had just mentioned that fact about being one of the best small towns to live and learn to be a filmmaker, but you can learn to be a filmmaker here at SOU. Digital cinema has quickly become one of our most popular programs here. It's a very collaborative driven program. So obviously it takes more than one person to make a film. So you're going to be working really closely with your classmates in whatever aspect you want to do, whether that's actually being behind the camera, learning to be a producer, a director, if you like the creative writing aspect of it, of writing a script, whatever it is that you want within the program, you have at your disposal here. It is also a beautiful, diverse landscape here. So you have lots of different environments to work with. We have mountains, we have deserts nearby, the ocean is just a couple hours away. So with a diverse environment, that's also a really great attraction for our cinematography students. EMDA, which is Emerging Media and Digital Arts. So if you're into digital art, we actually had a former student here who worked on, was interested in, what's the word I'm looking for? Animation. So we actually have a former student who was on the animation team for How to Train Your Dragon 2. So it just goes to show you can find success here from being at a smaller school like Southern Oregon. Art and music, we are very much a culturally vibrant town, mostly because of our Oregon Shakespeare Festival, which brings in people from all around the world for that festival every year. You definitely feel the connection between the school and the community in that sense. As someone who loves the performing and creative arts, that is very much the vibe of our community here, which is just fantastic for anyone who's into that kind of that scene. OAL, Outdoor Adventure Leadership, is probably one of our most unique programs. Like I said, we're a very outdoorsy area, so having a program that lets you spend a lot of time outdoors, very beneficial for any students looking for a program that lets you be outside a lot. Yeah, so those are just a couple of different programs I wanted to highlight. In terms of student life, I mentioned we have just under 6,000 students here. In terms of athletics, we are in the NAIA, so we're similar to a D3 school, but we do find a lot of success in our athletics. Our football team won a national championship back in 2014. Our women's softball team won their first national title just a couple of years ago. Lots of individual champions within wrestling, track, and cross country. We have actually been on SportsCenter quite a few times, our latest being back when our softball team won the national title. We had a grand slam in the first inning, and we were on top 10 that night, so really exciting for us. And it's great because you do see a lot of support, not just from the students, but from the community as well. So a lot of the big brand games that we have here, they're always going to be packed with a bunch of people, not just students. So it also makes it for a very exciting scene here. When it comes to getting involved on campus, there's so many different ways. I always encourage students to check out one of our clubs, whether that be our multicultural clubs, athletic, religious clubs. We have a wide variety. You name it, we most likely have it. We are a part of the WUI as well. We automatically award it to all California residents. So you can realistically be looking at about 15,000 on average a year, and then add room and board on top of that. We have merit-based scholarships that can also add on top of the WUI discount. So if you meet the minimum GPA requirement, you could automatically receive those for all 4 years if you meet. We are also test optional now, so we do not need the SAT or ACT scores. Our minimum GPA is at least a 2.5. And I just have the averages that we usually see from incoming students, with the average GPA being about a 3.3. And I actually didn't keep track of time. Hopefully I am under that. Here's my contact information. If need be, I can also put it in the chat as well. So thank you all for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much, Jimmy and Southern Oregon University. Next up, you have the opportunity to hear from Utah Valley University.
All right, what's up, everyone? My name's Nathan. I am substituting for Carrie. Both her and I are over California, but she is out sick today, so I will be repping. I've been at UVU for over 10 years now. Started as a student about 15 years ago, and I just couldn't leave, so I absolutely love UVU. A little bit about us is we are located in Orem, Utah. We're about 40 minutes south of Salt Lake City, if anyone's ever been in that area. So we're right off of I-15, and this is a view of our campus. I absolutely love the area. Nestled inside of Utah Valley, there's about 65,000 students between us and BYU just down the street. So this whole area is it's just bumping. It's a way good time for students to, it's primed for entertainment. We have the mountains and ski resorts that are less than 10 minutes away. We have Utah Lake about 6 minutes to the west of us, and a bunch of different dance and food venues and entertainment venues for your consumption. And so I absolutely love the area, and I think it's a place it's really fun. If you can see a campus a little bit, it's all connected. I love that because it does snow here, and so during the winter, it's an opportunity. We can still wear shorts and t-shirts, and you're always inside. So you just got to brave the storms at times to get into the indoors, and then you don't have to worry about it after that. We are Division I. We are part of the WAC, the Western Athletic Conference, and so we get to play with some really fun sports. We are the only men's soccer and wrestling team in the state. So if you're interested in playing either of those two sports in Utah, that's going to be with us. We do not have a football team though, so you'll have to, pursue that elsewhere. Like I said, we're just a few minutes from the mountains. We are we like to have fun at UVU, and so we have tons of different opportunities to get outdoors, to get involved there. We did recently receive a grant to heal our lake. Utah Lake has been infested with some nasty algae bloom over the past 30 years, and we just received it and as a National Science Foundation grant to clean it. So our biology students are the ones that are heading that, and I think that's a really cool opportunity to give back to the community. and to also be able to put that on your resume. So that's pretty cool. Here at UVU, we're all about the theme, come as you are. We're open admission, which means we do not care about your grades. We've never cared about test scores. So, you know, with this current pandemic, it's never been an issue for us. So we invite all to come. And I absolutely love that. I think college and education should be for everyone. And so that is an opportunity here at UVU. No matter what your grades are, no matter how irresponsible or responsible you were, we invite you to come to UVU as you are. Here's just another little snippet of try to capture what campus might look like when you're there. This is our library and our classroom building. Something that I really like about UVU is that we are the largest school in the state of Utah with over 41,000 students currently. But despite that large number, our average class sizes are 23-1. So I think that's pretty cool. You'll have opportunities to really get to know your professors and to really hone down on what you want to be. Our major theme at UVU is engaged learning, hands-on learning. So you're going to be able to get down and get dirty with whatever you need to do, right? Get your hands dirty and really bring out that experience. And so we love it. I love it. And, you know, we are what's called a teaching institution, which means our professors are here to teach. They're not paid to publish. They're here to help you. And so that's why our student-teacher ratio can be so great. And I love that. I mean, you're working with faculty that have, like right here, we have Chef Todd. He's the #1 chef in the nation right now. Like, he's been awarded several awards, and despite that, he gets to be able to work one-on-one with his students. And so we have a really successful culinary arts program here at UVU because of faculty like that. At UVU, we have over 238 possibilities. We still believe in the trades. So we have 44 certificate programs if you want to be with us for 6 weeks and get a welding certificate, or if you want to be with us for 6 years and get a master's degree. We believe in education for all, so whatever fits you, right? And so we offer a variety of different degrees for your for your desires, right? And recently, Business Insider just placed UVU as the 3rd best ranked in the nation with the ROI. So just to give you some tuition insights at UVU, an in-state tuition is just under $2,900 a semester, so just under $3,000. With our non-resident waiver, which we waive that out-of-state tuition, you get to pay that. So if you have above a 3.5 GPA and at least a 24 on your ACT or an 1180 on your SAT, we'll waive that out of state. So you get to pay what the in-state pay at just under $3,000. If you do not have those grades or that test score, you can come to UVU for just under $8,800 for that first year per semester. So about $17,000 for that first year, and then you get to pay in-state for the rest of the time. So we do also do the WUI, but with the WUI, it is more expensive than just biting the bullet and coming. Just paying that first year out of state or getting that non-resident waiver. And so you get a huge return on your investment here at UVU. We have several top 10 programs in the nation, including our aviation. Last week, we were just nominated the #1 web design university in the nation. Our personal financial planning continues to be in the top 10. So we have several degrees that are highly competitive, highly ranked. And so that's where you can see that return on investment. So here's my information if you guys need that. Feel free to give me a call, give me a text, or send me an email, and let's chat about any questions you have regarding this presentation or about UVU in general. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Nathan and Utah Valley University. Our final presentation tonight will be from Richmond, the American International University in London.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Victoria, and I represent Richmond, the American International University in London. Yes, we do win the award for the longest name, but it's an important name, gives you a lot of information. We are located in London, England, the United Kingdom. American International University, meaning that it's an American style education, which is a little different than how they do university in the UK. We still have that freshman year, that general education, and then that does carry on further into your studies. You still have your electives and that broad approach that isn't as common in the UK. So we kind of fuse the two learning systems together. I'm also a graduate of Richmond University, so of course, happy to answer any questions about the student experience, either during the presentation or, we can get in touch after as well. So to begin, let's take a look at some of the undergraduate programs that we have. We are a small university. We have about 2,000 students, so it's a small student population. There's kind of a few areas that we kind of focus on, one portion being the business school here. And as you can see, everything kind of has an international spin to it by virtue of our student population, professor population, and just our location as well, being in an international city. So there are the business programs, and then as well, we have our School of Communications, Arts, and Social Sciences. So feel free to peruse the list there and see if we have a program of interest for you. All right, and I'll carry on. So why Richmond? Well, to begin with, we're the only university in the UK that awards both a US and a UK degree. It's kind of funny that we say in the UK because it's actually just in the world too. But what's the point of that? The point of that is that when you graduate, you could, if you want to pursue further education in the UK, you can totally do that. You can come back home to the States, or you can go elsewhere in the world because you've got degrees from, two of the most renowned education fields here. So as well, further study or further work as well. It kind of gives you those options too. So other reasons why Richmond, small class sizes. We are known for our small class sizes. The average class is about 15 to 20 students. Initially, this was a little bit of a surprise to me. I was raised in Florida and kind of used to huge state schools. So this is a little different. Your professor does know who you are. You do have to show up. You do have to pay attention. But this is good for later on when you're looking for recommendations. Your professor actually knows who you are and is actually, invested in your education and your future. Also, we have on-campus accommodation. We have a few options. We have the more dormitory style housing, traditional, and then we also have more of the apartment, or as they would say, the flat style housing too. So a couple options there. Study abroad opportunities. I always think this is silly too, because you're already kind of studying abroad, but you can study abroad ×2 if you'd like. You can study abroad elsewhere in Europe, elsewhere in Asia. You can come back to the States. There's a ton of options. I'll have another slide with some of them as well. So there's lots of places you can go. I personally didn't because I didn't want to leave London, but there are plenty of options available. We have our international student body. I work in the US Boston admissions office, and we're responsible for about 25% of the student population. And then our UK office is responsible for the rest of the student population, which is international, the rest of the world. So there's, about a quarter of the population are American students, but some have also lived abroad. Maybe their parents are diplomats or in the military, or I had classmates who couldn't tell me where they were from, which is kind of annoying, but then when they tell me their life story, I don't know where they're from either. What else? We also have internships are an option, similar with the study abroad. You can intern in the UK, in Europe, Asia. You can come back to the States. There's a ton of options, and we have an office of internships and careers to help guide you through that process. Merit-based scholarships, all of our applicants are considered for merit-based scholarships. There's no extra form you have to fill out. It's all done all at the same time. And they're rather generous scholarships. Happy to discuss that further with you all if you'd like. High contact hours, that kind of goes with the small class sizes, that your professors have those office hours and they are super available to you, as well as the academic advisors. Oh, I gotta get moving. Why London? Why not London? It's super cool. It's a social, cultural, and political capital city, and it's also, it's been voted many times the #1 world's international student city. I can attest to how student friendly it is. There's so many opportunities, even though we're a small university. If there's something you feel like you're missing, some clubs, some sports, some society, if you can't find it in London, you can't find it anywhere in the world. Speaking of those internships, here's some of the companies, some of the organizations that we've worked with, and then the kind of what you need to have to apply for that. And I'm just going to speed along a little bit. Clubs and societies. We are super supportive of students starting new clubs. If you don't see something, there's incredible opportunities to be a founder or, be the president of a club, just get a couple friends, and our student affairs department is super supportive of giving you meeting room, anything that you need. Entry requirements, happy to discuss that with you all, a little bit later if you'd like, but there's a gist of it. And there's my contact information. So I'm here in the States if you have any questions, need anyone to talk to. Thanks so much for listening, and enjoy your evening.
Victoria, thank you. And boy, those 6 minutes go by fast.
Oh my gosh.
I would now like to invite our panelists to turn on their cameras. And since there wasn't any questions in the chat tonight, I would invite them to maybe share something they didn't get to share during their presentation because those 6 minutes go by so fast. Maybe it's a campus tradition, maybe it's a fun fact, maybe it's something more about your community or your favorite place to eat on campus or around your institution. So we'll go in the same order that the presentations went. And so we'll start off with Austin from Boise State University.
Yeah, awesome. One thing I did want to mention is I know for me, when I was starting my college search process, being able to visit campuses was a really big, important part. So if I know due to COVID, it might look a little bit different, but I know a lot of schools are offering virtual options. We're lucky enough to be able to offer in-person tours. So if you wanted to come check out Boise State, we're doing 3 a day, Monday through Friday. Obviously, a lot more regulations and rules put in place, but yeah, I know that it's really important to not only connect with your admissions counselor, but to try to take a virtual tour or an in-person tour. So definitely reach out to us and whatever schools you're interested in and see what those visit options are for the fall.
Austin, great advice. Next up, Illinois Wesleyan University, Nicole.
I would say if I had to describe maybe my favorite when I was a student I really loved school. When I was a student, we actually went to every week called Religiosity. And T at the end was emphasized because we had an opportunity for students from lots of different spiritual walks of life. So whether you were religious or non-religious, whether you were a Buddhist, a Hindu, someone who's Jewish or Muslim, got to come and have conversation about their own faith tradition and their own kind of take on life. And it was a time and an opportunity that I never really expected to have as a student walking into college, but I think that our students who get to have that experience and get to join Religiosity really love that they are having unique conversations and learning about people from all different walks of life. So that was my favorite part. I loved it.
Thanks, Nicole. Up next, Delta from Oregon State University.
Yeah, thanks, Courtney. I think I'll share just a fun fact or something I think is interesting about OSU. So we have a lot of robotics work that's going on and a lot of interesting robots at OSU. So I'll name 3. One is Cassie, a robot who mimics human bipedal movement and can like fall over and get back up, which kind of scares me, but is really interesting. The second is a comedy robot named John the Robot, who did a 32 comedy show tour in LA last year. So they're trying to understand if robots can do artificial intelligence and tell jokes. And I think that's funny. And with COVID and the need for additional distancing, there is now a food delivery robot on campus that has a cute little orange flag that goes around campus and will deliver food to students. So I think that's pretty neat. And robots are interesting for sure at OSU.
Thank you so much. Man, food delivery by robots. That's so interesting. Jimmy, you're up next, Southern Oregon.
So I love food. And so I could talk all day about all the amazing food options here in Southern Oregon. Like I said, we're a small community, but there's so many different options for food here. I can't pick just one that's my favorite, but if I had to pick one, it might be just right across the street from our campus. It's called Sandwich. It's a Chicago style sandwich shop. And it's been featured on Guy Fieri's, I always forget the name of the show, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. It's been featured on there a couple times. So like any kind of food, you name it, we probably have it here in Ashland. So Love the food scene here. And then we also have the only Bigfoot trap in the country in Jacksonville, Oregon, which is about 20 minutes away from us.
Hey, that is
We'll get them someday.
Yeah, that is interesting. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Next up, let's hear from Nathan from Utah Valley.
Awesome. Thank you. Just listening to everyone else, like, honestly, I want to go to all of these schools. I mean, I want a robot to serve me lunch more than anything, right? There was like a trash robot in Disneyland, and I followed it for 4 hours because I was like, this is cool. So the one piece of advice that I'll give to everyone is just go where your heart tells you, right? Because college is a very enabling experience, and where you go is going to make it that much more for you. So don't even listen to parents or teachers. For me, it's where you want to go, right? And so, like, as you listen to other presentations throughout the next year or so, or however long you're looking going to school, like, make sure it rings with you more than anyone else, right? Because in the end, you're going to be the one paying for it. You're going to be the one that has that degree, and you're going to be the one with those experiences. So enjoy it. It's really fun, but make sure it sings to your tune. So that's all I got to say.
Fantastic advice, Nathan. And finally, Victoria from Richmond, the American International University in London.
That's us. Yeah, I just want to say that we're super transfer friendly being an American university. I kind of initially thought maybe I'll just go for my first year because usually you can't study abroad till later. But then, of course, I didn't want to come home. But there is the option to come home, or the other way too. If you want to stay local for your first year, second year, and then come join us then, you can do that. Or you could visit us for a semester as well. The point is, come to London.
I love that. And I'm going to leave with one piece of advice. I hope that you seniors listening enjoy your senior year, celebrate it. Even with the pandemic, there's so many reasons still to have a good time and to celebrate submitting an application, celebrate those acceptances and all the great milestones along the way. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. As you close out, there's going to be a quick 4-question survey, and we really hope that you'll provide us with some feedback. Don't forget to sign up for more sessions. There's other great institutions to hear from. And this session was recorded and will be available on demand along with any other session recordings that you might have missed on that same website where you registered. Best wishes with your college search, and have a great evening, everyone.